Hello, David. Thank you for seeing me today.
No
Just want to
problem.
ask you a few questions about Welsh independence.
Go ahead.
What was the deciding factor for you that made you decide on your stance on independence?
I think the main factor, and this has come from somebody who studies history now, was when I started learning the history of my culture, looking into the rebellions of our ancestors and how they were treated by the English forces, such as after the Glyndŵr uprising, the reprisals by the English army. Also, how Westminster has acted. For instance, if you look at causes such as Chartism and the Merthyr Rising, how they treated the Welsh civilians, even in the Tonypandy Rising, where the Welsh were striking over food prices and the lack of food in poorer communities, Westminster's attitude, and a quote from the then Chancellor, I think he was Home Chancellor, Winston Churchill at the time said, "If the Welsh are striking for food, then we'll fill their belly full of lead." I think it was these historical reasons that really pushed me towards thinking maybe there is a better alternative for Wales.
Yeah, of course. Um, but how well do you feel Wales will do as an independent country if that ends up being the case?
I think Wales will do quite well, actually. Now, take into consideration there are 193 countries on Earth. Wales has the 30th best economy. Our GDP per capita in 2016 was 25,174. That puts us above Taiwan, it puts us above Malta, and it puts us just $1,000 below Kuwait, a country with more than enough money.
Boris Johnson has recently made remarks about devolution being a disaster. Would you think that he'd make a move to attempt to undermine the devolved governments, perhaps even stripping our powers away?
Looking at it historically, if you look at a situation like Ireland in 1940, they were promised devolution by the government, but the government kept prolonging it. They refused them in the end, and that created an uproar and it created violence. So I wouldn't put it past the British government to use such tactics to take powers back. There's been talks about in the past that they even abolish the Welsh Assembly Party, which is terrible. Looking at the current state of the Conservative Party, with the right wingers in charge at the moment, again, I wouldn't put it past them. But I think in today's day and age, something like that wouldn't go unseen. It would create national uproar, if not an uproar worldwide. I mean, you are literally taking powers away from the country. So to answer your question, I think in specific circumstances, I could see it happening.
Very insightful, very insightful. Thank you so much for seeing me, David.
No, it's my pleasure.